Hello, everyone. Me again. Welcome to the Fist of Glory 24 Sports News Station. We have a very special guest, and it's an honor to have him on the show today. He has a fight coming up soon, and his name is Mr. John Rambo. So before I give him a call and cut him in, I want you guys to give him a warm welcome. Once you hear him, he's well known in the fight night community. And again, it's an honor for me to have him on the show today. So let's get over to it, and you guys can say hello to Mr. John Rambo. Hello, John. Are you there?
Yo, hello King, how's it going, buddy? Yes, I'm here.
It's pretty good, pretty good. It's breaking down fall where I'm at. I don't know about your side of the globe, but
Oh
we
no, mate, the sun is shining in the skies. It's
ah,
beautiful. It's beautiful warm weather.
that's awesome. That's awesome. We have sun today, but I think we only have about 3 weeks or so of warm weather left. But yeah, I hate the winter, man. Yeah, well, we got to get to it, right?
Yeah, mate.
So, I told everybody to welcome you and everything. You want to say hello to the
Yeah,
fans before we
yeah,
get into it?
yeah, I'm never stuck for words to say, King. So yeah, I wanna give a big shout out to the Fight Night fans and the Fight Night community. You know what I mean? I want to give a shout out to all the fighters that's competing in the leagues on a Saturday night and on a Wednesday night. A lot of us guys, we put a lot of work in that gym. We're doing a lot of training. We're changing things. So I want to give a big shout out to everybody that's supporting the Fight Night community and everybody that's supporting the groups as well.
Absolutely, absolutely, and you couldn't have said it any better. All right, well, John, let's give the fans a little something about you. Where were you born?
Yeah, mate, I was born in the streets in Northern Ireland.
Okay, well, how was it growing up over there?
Boy, if anybody would know anything about Northern Ireland, there's a few people in the group, they know it offhand. They know I've heard a lot about it. But growing up, whenever I grew up, mate, in the 80s and in the 90s, Northern Ireland I didn't have a very good reputation. There was a lot of roughness on the streets and stuff like that. So we all had to grow up pretty quick. You have to look after each other and you have to, well, you know, you have to grow up hard. And that's the way it was for most of us. It's the same way it was for me, man. Back in the days of the 80s and 90s was hard.
Yeah, I can relate to that. Um, Poverty was our nickname, to be honest. Streets was rough. If you didn't stand up for yourself, you constantly got picked on.
Yeah, I
Uh,
get that.
you know, yeah, it was. I can relate to that. The 80s and the 90s was yeah. You had to be about your business. If not, I don't know. I don't. It's
No,
just
you're
this.
100% on what you're saying there. You need to be about your own business.
Yeah,
Growing up then, it was wars on the streets, mate. So you had to, if you want to go anywhere, you have to keep your head down and just keep moving.
absolutely, absolutely. So with that being said, how did you get into the sport?
Um, it all started, me and all my younger brother, all my other brothers. We were hell for waiting till our mother was out, and we used to stick on the karate suits or the boxing gloves, and we fought in the house. Some of the stuff that I see now, young people are doing. I was doing that years ago, whenever I was a kid. You're talking back in the early 80s, late 80s, early 90s. You know what I mean? So I started off boxing in the house with my brothers. We put the gloves on and we would all go a couple of rounds in the living room. And someone always ended up with blood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. When you have brothers, I know I have three other I have more siblings than that, but I share three other brothers, and my one brother, yeah, we used to go back and forth pretty good, so I can relate to that as well.
Yeah, you know it. That's what makes you, it grows you up. You need that. Everybody needs that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I definitely agree. Keeping active and just being young, right? Just seeing how far you can actually go. Test your skill, test your might,
That's
right?
right. That's right. So I started off boxing in the house, and then it moved on to amateur clubs. I joined the amateur club, and I think the first two fights that I had amateur, um, first one I got my nose busted, and all I seen was a big white light, and that was it. I was new to the game, I didn't know what was going on. I was just getting in the ring, have a fight. I got in the ring, had a fight, and ended up with my nose busted. And I think I left after my first fight for a while. It's definitely not for me. Like, and then it was maybe a couple of years later, I went back and I started training. The guy wouldn't put me into any fights. He wouldn't put me in the ring. He just kept me upstairs, kept me on my footwork, my movement, head movement. And
Teaching you
then
the
after,
good fundamentals.
yeah, man, I really did. This guy was hard on you. See, if you seen him on the streets, he was the nicest person. But see, as soon as you went into that gym, this guy just Jekyll and Hyde changed. You did what you were told. You answer him back once you're out the door. And this guy, he was strict in his training routines. But yeah, even still to this day, he still does the same thing. All the young ones, next generation, constantly coming through. But it was hard work.
Yeah, well, boxing is hard work. If you don't put in the hard work, then I don't know where you're going, right? That's
Yeah, that's very true, man. That's very, very true.
so. How did boxing change your life?
Boxing still changing my life. You know, boxing still changing my life. I'm still getting up. I'm still out fighting. Um, I'm taking on fights that a lot of people thought that I wouldn't take. I wanted to fight the best over and over, and I still want to fight the best over and over. So this is just the way I am. Fighting's in my blood, and it changed my life. It changed my children's lives. Now my children are coming through, want to be young boxers themselves. So it's great.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It's great when you can take a craft, and even if you don't master that craft, but you try your damnness to do so, and then when you can pass it down to your children, and I mean, just to it's been out there in the sport of boxing, the Mayweathers, for example, when you could pass it down and you get that one generation just ultimately great at the sport. But that's where it all begins. You are the root, and then I guess that they're the flowers. If you get what I'm saying, if that makes sense to
Right,
you.
say the stuff that we're passing down from father to son, father to son. I mean, I'm actually watching that. My young son coming through. Um, he was finding it hard at the start, but now he's starting to take on, a couple more fights and get a wee bit more going. But yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. Well, who is your favorite boxer?
My favorite boxer of all time has to be the Italian Dragon, Joe Calzaghe, and that guy was unbelievable. Yet there's not even words to describe him, and he was so underrated.
What would you call one of his favorite fights that you have witnessed?
The very first fight. Now I watched all Joe Kazakis fights. I watch every single fight on TV. It doesn't matter what the fights are, even if it's a low fight. I started watching them. Um, but one of the fights that made me take notice is when he fought Jeff Lacey. That fight, he landed 1,000 punches to Jeff Lacey's head. He didn't know what came at him. Jeff Lacey was the new middleweight Mike Tyson, and Joe Kazaki went in and schooled him every single round. So I would say that's the best fight I've ever seen him in.
Okay, okay, that's fair. That's pretty awesome. So let's talk about your last fight for a quick second.
Yeah.
It seemed like you were beating your opponent with the uppercut. Was that part of your game plan?
It was. So you know me, King. You've seen many of my fights, and you know that a lot of people say Rambo's constantly throwing the uppercut. Right, well, we'll time it. We'll go in and we'll time it. But you might see it, and it might look easy for the time. But see, once you get in that ring with me, I'm going to catch you. No matter what, I'm going to get you. You know, the uppercut I was using early in the fight. I use it all the time. So from the start of the round, my game plan was to bring him at me. Let him waste loads of stamina. Don't go forward because the Rambo that most people know likes to go forward and throw lots of shots. So this time in this fight, I tried a different thing. I tried back foot, and the uppercut was landing early. I knew it was doing some damage, but the uppercut's definitely it's the punch for me. It's the one I always use.
Okay, okay, that's fair. That's I like to uppercut myself. To be honest with you, that's one of my favorite punches. Um, what
If
did
you
you?
can do it to both sides, it's great. No uppercut to the left, uppercut to the right. There's a lot of different ones you can do. You can do it with the left hand, the right hand, both ways. It's just from my southpaw stance, it's a wee bit more awkward to catch it.
Okay, okay, being a little crafty there with the technique. That's what you
Yes,
need in the sport of boxing. If you're not crafty with your punches, sometimes you're very predictable, right?
that's right.
Okay.
That's what I was trying to say to you there. People can try and predict my uppercut and they'll say, I'll get it. But eventually it will land. And when it lands, they're going to know about it.
Well, I have witnessed you doing a lot of damage and putting some people out of your way with that technique. So it is a very impressive technique, and I see that it's a very hard technique to get past. So I do look forward in the next upcoming fight of yours and to see what game plan you come to the ring. Um, Let me ask you this: was you happy with the results of that fight?
To be honest with you, no, I wasn't happy with the result of the fight at all. Not at all. It's not what I had planned. Um, I went in and I tried to start working my game plan. I remember an old thing from George Foreman. Says he got a bit of advice from Sugar Ray Robinson, and he says to him, "Plan your work and work your plan." So that's what I was trying to do. I had it in my head. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make him gas in the early rounds because he throws big punches. And once it comes to the middle rounds, then I'm going to start switching to the forward attack. But halfway through the fight, I halfway through the fight, I don't even know what happened. The shots that he was throwing, he was just coming too close to me. He was trying to cut me down. So for rounds, for the first half of the fight, he couldn't catch me, but I did wear down. And then as soon as we got into the middle rounds, I have to give the guy credit. He was throwing bombs, and they were hurting.
Okay, okay. So we've seen a little conflict between you and your trainer. Is this the last time we're gonna see you in the corner with this trainer, or are you gonna get a new trainer for the next fight?
Well, to be honest with you, I believe in loyalty, so I will be with the same trainer till the day I die. He's always going to be the guy for me. Our game plan didn't work this time, but what I will say is it's been working for the past while back. It just wasn't working this time. Sometimes things break. You just have to get up and keep going and go back after it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Rome wasn't built overnight, right?
That is exactly right. You know, there's only so far you can go down before you bounce back up, and that's exactly what's going to happen.
Okay. You were pretty hurt in that last fight. How badly was you hurt in that fight?
Yeah, I was really hurt. I have to give the guy credit. I've always said that if I have a really good fight and I get beat in a very good fair fight, I will give credit where credit's due. This guy was hurting me. In the later part of the rounds, I was tired and I was beat up around the body. Um, I was hurt, but I'm a champion, so what I do is I just keep coming forward just to show them is that I'm not hurt. It's the fight that's inside me.
The warrior, the grit, the heart,
Yeah. Always, you know me, John Rambo. I'm a one-man army.
true champion.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
sir.
Well, if you're able to get past your opponent tomorrow night, not to say that you're overlooking him, but who would you actually like to fight?
Who would I like to line up to fight again?
Yes.
I want everybody's favorite fighter, Dylan Bones. He knows
Gamer
I'm
bro.
coming for him. He knows I'm coming for him. I'm like a choo-choo train on full steam ahead. It doesn't matter who you put in front of me. I'm coming to get that boy.
Okay. Okay. Well, gamer bro, if you're getting any glimpse of this footage right now, you're on notice. All
Just
right.
me mentioning your name, Gamer Bros, making you famous. You know it. Don't dodge me. Don't run away from me. Come see Rambo. Let's dance.
Well, I will admit you guys do make good dance partners. You guys, each time we see you in the ring with him, it's really a good, intense fight. Um, do you want the rematch? I mean, do
One
you
hundred
do
percent.
do you? I mean, it's obvious. I mean, that's a rhetorical question to ask, but I imagine the way things ended. I mean, if I was in your shoes, I'd be all over him like, hot sauce on fish or something.
That's right.
But
See the way I look at it. Yes, I did. I had a bad time, but see, when I'm coming back, Ra- that Rambo the people have been beating the past couple of fights, that was a Rambo on the back foot. What they need to remember is that's not my style. My style is coming forward with bombs, and every one of them's going to start seeing that. From now on, it's power shots 24/7.
okay, okay. How are you feeling right now?
Motivated, hungry. I want to go right away.
Okay.
I'm ready to go. I'm healthy. I'm fit. I'm strong. It was just a couple of bumps and bruises, but I'm ready to go. And this fight's going to be a war.
Was you 100% coming into that last fight?
No excuses. I'm always 100%. If somebody beats me, then they're beating the best version of me. It's that simple. I don't go in there 50-50 and do a part-time job. I'm healthy in every fight I go into.
I hear that. I hear that. No train, no gain. No pain, no gain. I mean, right?
That's
That's
right. And then when the other guy, if they give me a fight and they beat me, then they know they earned it and they fought the best version of me. So then they will get my respect.
okay. Do you feel like your opponent deserved a title shot against you tomorrow night?
Yeah, his record shows it.
Okay.
He came along and he didn't speak very much. He took whatever fight's been handed to him the whole way up. He stayed quiet and he was patient, and he's been doing one fight at a time, working his way up. And his record shows that he's been taking everybody out on the way up the ladder. So I would say he's the ranked number one contender.
Okay. Are you working on anything new in the gym for your opponent? And that's Matthew Bromfield. Is it any new things that you see to his from his arsenal that you need to make adjustments for this fight?
I have seen Matthew. I know his style. I know how he fights. Um, there's weaknesses in his arsenal. You know, he misses a lot of shots and a lot of big shots. But he's used to the people on the back foot for it. This fight, when I'm coming at him, the big shots ain't going to work. I'm coming straight for him.
Okay. Okay. Well, Matthew, if you're listening, you better prepare because he says he's coming for you, buddy. All right.
I'm coming to get you, Matthew boy.
So, what's your favorite punch or combination like you that you like to throw throughout fights?
Yeah, so there's a combination I throw, a three punch combination that a lot of people don't even speak about. They just go Rambo uppercut, Rambo side step uppercut. But I have a three punch combination from the body to the head, and it's the one that I'm working on for the fight. It's a double uppercut to the body and a side step uppercut to the head, all within a three punch combination. It's boom, boom, boom. You get caught with that, and it's lights out.
Oh man, I want to be in the ring with you when you start to throw that. All right.
I'm giving out too much information here now. Everybody's going to be looking out for this. But
Hey,
then again, once they see me go down for the uppercut, I know they know what I'm going to be doing, so they're going to get it in the head.
yeah, yeah. Well, sometimes fighters put stuff out there to get in the other opponent's head, and the
That's right.
game plan be the total opposite. Is you're trying to send a private message to Matthew tonight?
Just Matthew, all I need you to know is I have studied so much. I know the art of war. I'm coming for you so bad, and you're going to get it. You're not even going to last the distance.
Okay.
This is a different Rambo you're going to see, or I'm going to go on the back foot. Either way, the decision is not going Matthew's way. I'm not going to predict what type of win it's going to be. It's apart from a Rambo victory.
Okay. Okay. Well, we should see fireworks and bombs, ladies and gentlemen, from sure from John Rambo. John, let me ask you this: who is your biggest inspiration?
My children,
Bags.
my, my children are my world. Nothing else matters. They're the ones that keep me fighting. They say that you're a parent for 18 to 21 years until your child's old enough. That's wrong. You never stop becoming a parent. They're always going, no matter how old you are, you're always going to need your family and your father. So I think they're my inspiration to give them a better life than what I had growing up on the streets.
Amen. Give us a claps for that. Amen. I definitely appreciate
Yeah.
that. So, if you don't mind me asking, is it a particular training camp that you're using to prepare for this fight? And if so, who that might be?
Well, all I can say on this question is I won't be giving out too much information on that. I'm in training camp. I'm working with various different fighters. We're working on various different skills. And Broomfield's going to see it come fight night.
Okay. Okay. Right. So, what does it mean for you to be a fighter?
It's in my blood. It's in my name, Rambo, one man army. Everything's about being a fighter. Nobody gets anywhere in life unless you fight. You don't get anything sitting down.
That's a good
So being a
analogy.
fighter, being a fighter is what I would say a lifestyle.
Being a fighter is definitely a lifestyle. Um, it can't be played. It only can be done, right? At
That's right. You may play loads of different sports. You don't play boxing.
Okay, I agree with you on that, and that's fair to say. That is really fair to say.
Yeah, bro.
So, do you see any holes in your opponent game plan that you're looking to expose come tomorrow night?
Yep. That overhand chicken wing right, whatever it is that he throws that he keeps popping out, that's very predictable also. My plan is to wait once he throws that, bang, because we all know that the uppercut counters it. So he would need to be careful before he starts throwing that chicken wing because the thing that he thinks is his biggest tool is actually his biggest weakness.
Ah,
So that's what I'm going to be exploiting.
a little bit of give and take, huh?
That's right, yeah. And I know I'm going to have to go through war. I know I'm going to take a lot of shots on my way in, but it's going to be his weakness, the thing he thinks is his biggest tool.
Okay, okay. Let me ask you, what separates you from all the other fighters in your division? What makes you John Rambo? What makes you so great?
I have been on the go from day one fighting with this whole community. No matter who you're talking to on this game, or no matter who you're talking to in life, they all know John Rambo. Every one of them.
So you would say that you are a legend in the community.
I would say I fought nearly everyone in the community, and the difference is my knowledge of the sport. The difference is I have been champion, not once but twice. I've been champion. I'm the only champion so far to take on the top competitors in the game and defend it against probably the best fighter, which would be Sans. And I defended my title.
Okay, okay. Do you um I done lost my footing. That was pretty cool. Um, if you can have one big dream fight with anyone throughout the community, who would it be?
Sweet Sans.
Yeah,
Sweet Sans.
why
We
sweet?
started off we started off as rivals at the very start. When we only knew each other in our first fight, we started off as rivals. But it's like the Gary Ward trilogy. The more we fought each other, the more respect we had for each other. And it's not a matter of it's a it's about proving it between the two of us. You know, he's
So
my dancing partner. He's the dancing partner that I want to fight. He's the one that I want to get a win over, and I know he wants to get a wins over on me too. So, yeah, the dream fight is a mega fight. against Dream Sands or Sweet Sands. Sorry.
So you just took the words right out of my mouth. So you capitalized on a win. You expected him to come back, and you guys dance again in that square ring, correct?
That's right. That's correct. And we have already did this 3 times, and every single time it's a war. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think one more time.
I meant that first fight. Yeah, those yeah fights that I witnessed were absolute
Yeah.
wars. I agree with you on that.
And I think if I'm going to finish my career off, it's one mega fight with Dream Sands to finish my career, and then go out at the top.
I got you.
But it's going to be a while before that happens. So there's a lot of people I have to go through, and there's a lot of people he has to go through. So we'll get there.
Yeah, we do have a lot of people. It seem like the activity has risen. A few new people just joined within the last day or so. I do believe, um, which we want to say thank you to everybody for that.
Yeah,
And
we're always welcoming new people to the community. You know that.
yes, yes, but the competition is not easy, right?
That's right. But
uh,
if it was easy, would we learn? You know, do we really want it to be easy?
no, we don't.
Mhm.
No, we
That's
do
right.
not.
And
But
that's why all the fighters are here. They're all here to prove themselves, and they're all ready to work to get there. So
well, it's
that's what we
definitely
got to
going to
do.
be fun watching it. I must say, I love the sport of boxing, but I'm on the sidelines watching ringside, and some of the blows I hear from you guys giving one another. Oh my gosh! I go home and tell my wife, "Ain't no way, no, no, no." I be touching my ribs and all that. I'm like, "No, no, no." But hey,
Right? There's no point in throwing a bomb if it's not going to explode.
I hear that. That makes sense.
That's it. Fella.
It's like don't pull the trigger if you don't know what you're doing, right?
That's right. That's 100% right.
So, John, how do you want your career to be remembered? What would you like people to say about you when it's all said and done?
That he never quits ever, no matter who you are. There's none of this. Let's fight about. We're not going to fight. We are going to fight. We're not going to fight. They remain the contracts. Put them in front. And I want everybody to remember that I fought everybody, and I never quit. I just kept coming forward.
That's
That's it.
awesome. True warrior.
Not that I don't want it to be he was a great fighter. He did this. He did that. I just want it to be he never quit. He just kept coming forward.
Okay, that's fair. So, if you had to give inspiration to a child or a young adult about the sport of boxing or just the faculties of life, what kind of inspiration or positive knowledge you can give those individuals?
It's the same type of thing that I'm like I said to you before. My younger sons are up and coming. And the advice that I would give to every young person out there is, if you want to learn discipline, if you want to earn respect, don't be doing it on the streets. You go and join a boxing gym. You get yourself some skills, and you fight your way through life. You listen to your trainer. You listen to every word he tells you because he's there for a reason.
Facts, facts. Well, appreciate that, John Rambo, and I want to thank you for coming to the show tonight.
Well, it's
Um,
been a pleasure to join your show tonight.
Thank you. Wish you all the best of luck, my friend, on your fight tomorrow night. I'm quite sure you're gonna do well. Until then, we will say Amen. We give it to the Lord, and may the best man win.
Amen, brother.
Okay,
Just one more thing I want to say to Matthew Broomfield.
floor is yours.
You were good, kid, very good. But as long as I'm around, you'll always be second best, see?
Ah, you gotta love it. Matthew John Rambo just put you on notice, pal.
Thank you, brother.
Okay, that concludes our interview. Again, thank everyone for tuning in and watching, and thanks for coming to the show again, John. Good luck, and we'll
Thank
be
you very much.
back with Matthew Bromfield and see what he has to say during his interview. Until then,
Amen, brother.
bye bye.
Bye.